The interrogation chamber hummed with an energy that made Burok's teeth ache. Crystalline walls pulsed with bioluminescent patterns, casting shadows that seemed alive. He sat strapped to a chair that had molded itself to his body, uncomfortable yet strangely organic. "Your species," the alien queen said, her voice like wind chimes in a storm, "is remarkably foolish." Burok managed a grin despite the neural inhibitor clamped around his skull. "We get that a lot." Queen Zarathix was magnificent in a terrifying way. Her chitinous armor gleamed like polished obsidian, and her forearms moved with hypnotic grace. Her compound eyes, dozens of facets catching light, fixed on him with what he assumed was disapproval. "Hard to tell with aliens. You infiltrated my flagship," she continued, circling him slowly, "stole classified battle plans, and had the audacity to send them as a birthday message to your communications officer." She paused. It was her birthday, yes. Melissa's, yeah, she's 32 today. Burok tried to shrug, but the restraints held firm. "I promised her something special, touching." Zarathix's mandibles clicked, her species equivalent of a snort. "For this crime, standard protocol demands I execute you and glass your homeworld." Standard protocol sounds harsh. It is efficient. She leaned closer, and Burok caught a scent like ozone and cinnamon. "But you humans, you complicate things." This wasn't going how Burok expected. 3 months ago, humanity had stumbled into the Galactic Concordancer civilization, spanning 10,000 species and 200 millennia. Earth was classified as a feral world, its inhabitants barely worthy of observation. The Concordance's xenobiologists had been fascinated by human stubbornness, but humanity ranked somewhere between amusing and irrelevant. Then the war started. The Kresh Empire, a splinter faction, decided humanity's solar system would make an excellent forward base. Burok, Melissa, and the rest of the Terran Defense Initiative had other ideas. What followed was 6 months of the most unconventional warfare the galaxy had ever witnessed. Humans didn't play by anyone's rules, mostly because they didn't know the rules existed. "Your ship," Zarathix said, pulling up a holographic display, "was outgunned 50-1. Your shields were failing. Your weapons were depleted. Logically, you should have surrendered. Surrender's not really our thing. Instead," she continued, ignoring him, "you rammed my destroyer at full thrust, teleported your crew to safety, and used your reactor as a bomb. The explosion created a temporary wormhole that swallowed 3 of my ships." For Burok corrected, "Your sensors missed the scout vessel." Zarathix's eyes flashed a sign of emotion he couldn't interpret. "Impossible. Check your fleet roster." She did. The silence stretched long enough for Burok to count the strange symbols pulsing across the walls. When she finally spoke, her voice carried something new: respect, fear. "How did a pre-contact species develop wormhole weaponization?" "We didn't. I just really committed to hitting you really hard." Burok grinned wider. "Physics did the rest." The Queen set down her data tablet with a click that echoed through the chamber. "Do you understand what you've done? The tactical innovations your species has introduced in 6 months have rewritten 1,000-year-old doctrines. You weaponize randomness. You turn losses into victories through sheer stubborn refusal to accept reality. Is this still the punishment phase? Because it feels like a lecture." "This," Zarathix said, her voice dropping to something almost gentle, "is me trying to understand why I don't want to execute you." Burok blinked. "Come again. In 3 centuries of military service, I have never hesitated." She moved closer, and one of her clawed hands touched his shoulders, surprisingly gentle. "But your species, you fight like the universe owes you victory. And somehow, improbably, impossibly, you collect. We're just too stupid to quit." "No." The Queen's eyes met his. "You're too optimistic to quit. There's a difference." The neural inhibitor released with a hiss. Burok felt sensation flood back into his limbs. He rubbed his temples, watching Zarathix warily. "I'm releasing you," she said, "because the Concordance needs what humanity has, that irrational belief that impossible odds are merely suggestions." She touched a control, and the restraints retracted. "We've been fighting the Kresh Empire for 60 years. It's been a stalemate. Then you arrive, and in 6 months, you've pushed them back 5 sectors." Burok stood, legs shaky. "So this was what a test, a punishment that became a revelation." Zarathix walked to the chamber's window, gazing at the stars beyond. "I brought you here to break you, to understand human weakness. Instead I find myself ... intrigued." She turned, and if Burok didn't know better, he'd swear she was smiling. "Your communications officer, she is your mate." "What? No, I mean, she's amazing, but no, we're just friends. Good friends. But you risked an interstellar incident for her birthday gift. Well, yeah, friends do that. Zerathix made that chiming sound again. Fascinating. If you were single, truly unattached, I would give you my contact frequency. Burek's brain stuttered. I what? But you are clearly bonded to her, whether you acknowledge it or not. The Queen moved to the door, which dilated open. Go, return to your ship. Tell Melissa happy birthday, and tell your superiors that the Concordance formally requests an alliance. Just like that. Just like that. Zerathix paused at the threshold. Oh, and Burek, next time you want classified battle plans, simply ask. I find I cannot deny your species anything. It's infuriating. As Baruch walked free, escorted by bewildered guards, he couldn't help but laugh. Humanity had stumbled into the galactic stage, broken every rule, and somehow earned the respect and apparently the romantic interest of an alien queen. He couldn't wait to tell Melissa. She'd never believe it. End.